Hey guys, welcome back to yet another video on an AR upgrade I've done. I did a few months ago and would like to let you guys know what I think of it overall. It's the BCM Gunfighter charging handle. Now the reason why it's empty is because I've been running the charging handle the last few months in my AR. As you guys know, it's a New York New York compliant fixed mag AR, so don't freak out when you see the fixed magazine and everything like that. But this upgrade is one of the most common upgrades that people like to do on their ARs is immediately swap out the USGI charging handle for something else. And in a second, we'll talk about why people like to do that upgrade. So without further ado, let's get into it. If you don't know about BCM, I highly recommend you guys check them out. They are in the top tier of AR manufacturers out there, along with Psionics, Hodge, Sons of Liberty Gunworks, Daniel Defense, Noveski, who else? Definitely missing a few right now that should be included in the conversation. My particular AR has in a previous video we showed the BCM Gunfighter vertical grip, which mates perfectly for activating my Streamlight white light. And I reached out to them. They were super kind enough to send out the charging handle for the channel to take a look at. I think it retails for around $40. And the original charging handle that you guys probably saw from BCM was a regular kind of charging handle with an extended latch that made it really easy for running it with your palm. Right now, the BCM charging handle, as in the new version, relies on like a fixed portion over here, so there's no extended latch out of there. Rather, you're just using the entire latch overall. So let me function test it a few times, show you guys what it's about. Take it out, we'll go over the specs, we'll go over the differences, we'll go over the pros, the cons, and I'll let you guys know a little bit more about what the future plan for it is going forward. So again, just a general charging handle. By the way, firearms have been cleared safe, so don't worry about that. So the benefit of this is that it lets you use one-handed, so you don't have to have two hands over here like you do for the USGI, and that's because of their roll pin that they put in here eliminates a lot of the stress from the torquing outside, because it basically means that when you do this, the pressure is center line, so it comes out in one direction as opposed to torquing out with the USGI, as I'll show you guys hopefully soon. So BCM has been innovating charging handles for a long time. I would put them also in the top tier of charging handle upgrades. You also got Radiant Raptors, Geisley's Super Air something, and then there's a bunch of I think that's it actually. Those are the three main charging handles you probably would take a look at. Veltor, of course, VL Veltor, one of those names. They also make a good charging handle as well. So the benefit of this is, again, you're able to rack it with one finger. Again, you got the nice BCM Gunfighter logo. And I'm just gonna drop the bolt and show you guys again how it works. So you don't have to do this. You can just with one finger charge it. That's a big benefit. To bring it back in, you do have to use, maybe I haven't broken it in enough, but you do have to use a little bit of force for it to overcome this. There's like a really strong tension for it to stay tight to the center line, which is good. That way, if it ever snags on your gear, it's not going to pull the charging handle out. But it does take a little bit of nudging to get it back in. Again, if you're under stress or you put in enough energy into it, it's pretty easy to get it out. So let me just quickly function test this for you guys. Weapon's been cleared safe, so no need to worry about that. So pretty much the benefits to these charging handles, I know Geisley, Radiant also makes Raptor series, similar idea. The benefit is that as opposed to the USGI version, which when you open it up like this, you have to do it with two fingers in order to stabilize it and make the vector force down the middle, so it comes out down the middle, down the channel. If you use it with one finger, you're torquing it to the point where you're placing, first of all, additional stress on this roll pin, so your charging handle latch might even break. And then at the same time, it's not going to come out as smoothly as if you had two fingers on it. So two fingers is a pretty big demand for someone to have in a stressful environment. You want to have the ability to manipulate that charging handle with one finger, with a hand, with a palm, if your hand is injured, with a magazine, if your entire support arm is injured. So most people immediately swap this out for something like the BCM Gunfighter. By the way, made in the USA, obviously patented, everything like that, is compatible with all DI, that's the gas system basically, DI weapon systems, all mil-spec systems, not adjustable with, not compatible with adjustable gas keyed bolt carrier groups, if that's what you're running. And in a second, we'll go over the measurements. So how far, what are the different measurements in terms of the latch size, would I want to go with something bigger, smaller, etc. And let's just go ahead and do a quick function test. So the idea is that when you use one finger, this way they designed this roll pin over here eliminates all the stress. So it really, you're able to use one finger and the entire charging handle will come out in the center line without any torquing or motion at all. And you'll see if you ever try to do a one-handed with USGI, you'll have a lot of scratches and wear marks inside on your charging handle. So this, I'll show you guys in a second, has pretty much no wear marks. Everything is going smoothly. Everything works perfectly. Then to bring it back in, you do have to use a little bit of force. I don't know if I just haven't broken it in yet, but you do have to have a little force to overcome this ledge. And this doesn't exactly slide out as easily as the earlier versions did. Again, the redesign of this is that it doesn't have a latch anymore. It's just built into the actual body itself. So that is one difference. I know people that did prefer having the extended latch because you could just easily bring your palm to blade it. In my case, I'm still able to do both, but I can see the appeal of having a little bit longer one. The benefit to this version is that there's no way it's going to snag on your gear and inadvertently open up. Previous extended latches, the really long ones, had a tendency to snag on your gear. You'd have to invert the rifle across your chest so it doesn't, this part doesn't snag, pull down on your gear. You'd have to hold it like this, your chest over here, and that way this part stays out. Not a consideration, not something to worry about, not a concern for this charging handle. So let's go ahead and take it apart, and I'll show you guys how it looks. All right. Take the bolt carrier group, set that out to the side. Here we go. All right, so just a size comparison. Same length overall in terms of the width. You guys can see it is slightly longer, and this is the, I'll tell you which one this is. This is the Mod4B. So it's, Mod4B is really a small size, meaning they call this a medium, but it's actually a small size compared to the Mod3B, which is considered their large size, but is comparable to the medium of the original generation. So going forward, I personally would have preferred a little bit more latch, and the exact measurement on this is the latch extends for about 0.91 inches compared to the USGI, which extends around, the latch extends from the main body around 0.85 inches. So just a little bit more extension in this. Again, definitely noticeable, definitely able to actuate it with one hand, with one finger, even a palm. But I think the longer the latch, a little bit easier for you to grasp and twist that notch out. So personally, I think I'm going to try to get the 3B, which is 1.4 inches away from the main body, and I think that extended version should be a little bit more accommodating in case I can't get a full, big, good grip on the charging handle. This works perfectly, have not had any issues with it, just a matter of personal preference. The new generations, just so you guys know, the 4B is considered the smaller version. They call it medium, but it's really comparable to a smaller version. The 3B, which is the large, is comparable to the medium original version. So let's put in the USGI, and just so you guys see, typical wear marks over here. We'll try to do it with one hand, and I'll let you guys know how it works. As you saw already, this works perfectly with one hand. Pretty much no wear marks. I just keep it nicely greased and oiled, and everything, just like BCM makes, perfect manufacturing. You really feel the quality versus a cheap charging handle like this. Now, don't get me wrong. This is 7075 T6 aluminum, so it's the high quality aluminum. that you use for your receivers as well. Obviously, this is 7075 T6 aluminum as well. It's also hard-code anodized, type 3 class 2, so same anodizing as your receivers. And you've got, yeah, pretty much nice BCM logo. They sent some cool stickers, you know, typical great customer service from BCM. And you can see the marking over here. So you've got the GFH Mod4B. I'm just going to take the packaging out. Standard BCM packaging. Good stuff. If you know BCM, you know it's good stuff. So you really don't have to worry about this ever. You really don't have to worry about this ever breaking. And if you do, they'll take care of you. And this has seen real world use duty wise outside of the U.S., etc. USGIs have been running, I mean, forever pretty much. But if you have the chance to upgrade it for $40, I say why not? Because you're sort of limiting the functionality of your charging handle if you stick with this, as opposed to you open up more opportunities for you to get your weapon back into the fight if you're running with USGI. Sorry, a BCM. All right, so let's do the USGI. Doing this a little on camera is a little awkward. All right, just get that back together. All right, so USGI, definitely more difficult to get this out with one finger. Just lower the bolt for you guys off camera. Only benefit is that this latch does come off pretty easily. Again, but if it's on a gear, there's more of a chance for it to come off. Again, also a loose piece that can easily break, as opposed to this nice big stout wing over here that's probably not, you know, I don't think it'll ever break. It places good tension on it. And yeah, also has, I should mention, it has this raised lip over here to protect you from the gases coming out, and the standard charging handle does not. Again, you really need two fingers for this. If you use one, you can sort of see how it's torquing away, and definitely not as easily, probably causing some type of wear inside my receiver right now by doing this. Yeah, is it doable? Definitely doable, but like I said, if you have the chance, and a little bit more of a shaky feel, while this felt much more rigid inside, a better fit overall. So if you have the chance to upgrade to a better charging handle, I say why not. Anything else? Yeah, I mean, this has been serving people for a long time, but ultimately, I think if you can go ahead and go with the BCM Gunfighter, that's what I would recommend. Just assemble it back together and do a final function test for you guys. All right. Definitely more stout, less side-to-side play. This thing just screams quality. Pretty happy that they were able to send this out to us. Again, I'm going to try to see if I can get a little bit of the longer latch, just because I think that small extended latch might make it a little bit easier to actuate. And then if I'm able to keep both, I'll definitely compare the two and let you know which one I prefer overall. So that's going to be pretty much it. Want to thank you guys for watching. All the likes, subscribes, comments. Really appreciate it. Keep sending them out, and we'll see you guys all in the next video.